We like to believe that we're free thinkers, that we live in a society where ideas flow openly, where we can say what we want, believe what we want. And honestly, just look at the internet. Everyone's calling out the system, questioning the mainstream, exposing hidden truths. If we were living in 1984, which is the book I will talk about in this video, this is my little well-loved, shall we say, edition. If we were living in 1984, would that even be allowed? But here's where it gets weird. What if questioning the system isn't the sign of freedom? What if it's just another part of the system? What if the real trick isn't making you obedient, but making sure that your thoughts don't actually change anything? Because maybe control isn't about controlling your thinking. It's about making sure that your thoughts don't even matter. Think about it. These days, the biggest voices on the internet aren't quiet, obedient people. They're the ones questioning everything. The algorithm loves controversy. It thrives on hot takes, polarizing debates, people exposing the truth. So, does that mean we're free? Or does it mean that controversy is just another product now? That being a rebel is just another brand, another form of entertainment that we consume like any other. Because if challenging the system is profitable, is it really a threat? In 1984, the party doesn't just erase thoughts, it replaces them. It controls people by overwhelming them with contradictions, keeping them so busy, so mentally exhausted that they just stop resisting. War is peace, freedom is slavery, ignorance is strength. Cool quote. We look at countries where speech is restricted, where people literally can't say certain things without consequences. And we think, wow, they are living in 1984. And yeah, you know, that's horrible. But what if that's just one version of control? What if, say, they're in an earlier stage of the book and we're just further along the advanced stages of control? Because maybe true control isn't about shutting people up. It's about making sure they can talk all they want, but nothing actually changes. If censorship is one way to control people, then the opposite might be true too. Burying them in so much information, so much noise, that real thought drowns in the flood. It's no longer about stopping you from speaking. It's about making sure you're always talking, but never actually saying anything that matters. Because what's more effective? Forcing silence or making sure that every voice just gets lost in the chaos? And even when we do talk, we're mostly stuck in echo chambers. We follow the people who just reinforce what we already believe. The algorithm, it curates our worldview. We engage, we argue, we feel like we're in a battle of ideas. But are we really? Or are we just running around in circles, consuming thought like we consume entertainment? And if we only ever hear what we believe, are we really thinking at all? In 1984, Winston's first act of rebellion isn't protesting. It's not shouting in the streets. It's simply this. He sits down and he writes what he really thinks, just for himself. So here's my challenge. Before I react to the next trending topic, before I share the next hot take, I stop. I sit in silence and I ask myself, what do I really think? Before the world tells me what I think. Because if I don't stop to check my thoughts, how do I even know they're my thoughts? The world today is loud. Everyone is talking. Everyone's pushing an agenda. But the only way to truly think for yourself is to find the silence between all the noise. Step away from the constant input. Sit alone with your thoughts. Let the reverberations of the world just fade away. Because only when the noise really dies down can you actually hear what you believe. And if you're anything like me, and a lot of people these days, we probably haven't done that for a long time. And we have to ask ourselves, what's the last time that I've had a free thought? You know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Probably it's not 1984 at all. Maybe questioning the system is a sign of freedom. Maybe, just maybe, we're further along than we think. What do you think? Are we in a new kind of control, or are we freer than ever? Let me know in the comments, because if we don't ask these questions, who will? If this message hit home for you, I think you're gonna love the themes in this book. There's a lot that goes on in this book, and It's definitely more relevant than it has ever been. But knowing the story behind the author, the story behind this book, it seems like this has been relevant throughout history. So yeah, if you want to get this book, I've got a link in the description below. 1984 isn't some kind of dystopian warning. I think it's a challenge to wake up and reclaim your mind. And if you want to go deeper into ideas like this from classic literature, you can check the link out below for a playlist. I've got 4 of these now. Last week we talked about Catch-22 and how certain rules in life are made for us not to be even able to escape and just stay stuck in the system that we're in, and you can check that out up there. If there's anything to take away from this, or what I took away from it, is that in the end, it's not the loudest voices that win. Sometimes real power comes from the quietest thoughts, and I'll leave you with that.